protectors here. No lanterns. No Kryptonian.
The hashtag is awesome. I every once in a while I bandy it about, but it isn't, it'll never go away, and nor should it. But I think ultimately the real energy needs to be placed in supporting filmmakers and films that hold those same ideals of the Snyder Cut.
Look, as a fan and as a guy who worked with Zack on Justice League and who shot it, I would love to see Zack's film. I think the fans are doing incredible, and I think that the release of the Snyder Cut movement is incredible. I think it's much, much more than what I first thought it would be.
If the movement keeps moving and enough kind of positive kind of stuff comes about, and people, reading articles and stuff that keeps it in the public conversation, there's no reason why it can't happen,
What's up, guys? It's the Faruqi Bros, Shiraz, Zion, Umar, and Samir. And today, for you guys, we're going to be discussing all things Snyder Cut. And in particular, we're going to be going all in on releasing the Snyder Cut. Now, if you guys have been living under a rock this past week, Zack Snyder has been dropping each and every single day one photo of one Justice League member, starting with Aquaman, and then going all the way through with Wonder Woman, Flash, Cyborg, Batman, and now Superman. All these images will be up there on the screen for you guys to see. I'm going to go first actually this time and kind of change up our normal approach. But I just got to say that as someone who's actually been part of the campaign from the beginning, I was a big part of launching this thing. I've never seen more optimism from all of my sources, from both WB and from Zack's camp. I've never seen this much optimism than there is right now. Everyone is feeling good. Everyone is feeling excited. There is a sense of rebirth on the way. And the Snyder Cut is finally, I think, personally speaking, is well on its way for an announcement. Now, how is it going to be announced? I'm personally hearing HBO Max. I know we've all talked about this many times over the past year, but HBO Max indeed seems like it would be the possible home for the Snyder Cut. Everything after that, not sure. I'm sure there's a lot of negotiations that would happen, but let's stay from the negotiations, away from the negotiations, because if there is something happening, again, I'm not confirming anything or denying anything. If there is something happening, we will likely find out in the coming days. But one thing is for sure, Zack has his hands on the steering wheel, and he is guiding this campaign this final week, I think, of the campaign. And every single day on social media, you're seeing upwards of 50,000 tweets per day, sometimes as much as 70,000 tweets. It's getting big. Everyone's in on it. People who are part of the Zack Snyder fandom, everyone has put away their differences. Everyone has put away whatever beefs they might have, and everyone's looking one direction, and that's forward. And that's forward to the cut. That's forward to Zack Snyder achieving his vision. And it's something that we on the chat have talked about so many times. And before this video started, you guys saw there's a super cut of Clay Enos and Fabian Wagner and Jay Oliva talking about the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League and why it means so much to them for having worked on it personally. And you guys know over the last 2 years, we've done interviews, we've done podcasts discussing it. So this has very much been part of the identity of comic book debate. So we're all very excited to see what could be the final culmination of this movement. So I'm going to open up the panel and I'll start with Zion. What are you thinking right now, man? Just give me the whole rundown of what Zack has been dropping every day and what your thoughts on Snyder Cut.
Listen, I think it's just awesome that finally, all the hard work from the fans and everybody who's part of the campaign is finally coming to fruition, and there's real tread being made. And you can see from all like you said, there's a lot of hope, there's a lot of confidence, and there's a lot of optimism that we're finally reaching the end of the line. Like the crossing point is there, and the cut is just is right there, it's right on the cusp, and it's a testament to everybody who was part of the Release Snyder campaign, who helped in any way, who shared, who donated to all the charity events. It all played a huge part, no matter how big or small. And this for Zack, this for the fans, and to see it finally come together in this way, I think is amazing. And we're all super excited to see the film. It might not. We're not sure if it's going to lead to something more, but if anything, it'll be the closure we need to Zack's universe, which we didn't get with the butchered Justice League that they released.
For myself, for Zion, for Umar and Sweet, no, I'm playing. I just want to say, I think to start off, if we go back to 2016, when we all watched Batman v Superman, we all came out, just for like the fans to know that we all loved that movie so much that we talked about it that for a good part of that night, and then for the coming months we discussed it, all the little things that Zack Snyder does with his films, and then we knew Justice League was going to become a reality, so we were all really excited for a whole year. Every single day we discussed that movie, every single day, right?
Yep.
That was the excitement level for that film to come out, because we were excited to see, after seeing some otherworldly crap in Batman v Superman, we were excited to see, okay, if he can do this with the Trinity and with the characters at his disposal that he had, imagine what he's going to do when he has Cyborg, when he has Aquaman, when he has Wonder Woman, Flash, everybody in one picture, basically. And then we went and we saw the garbage that was released, and then we were disappointed for another year. And we knew pretty early on that, I think everyone sitting in the theater knew that film that got released was just a very chopped up version. And it seems like the Snyder Cut is something that is not just it's like a whole other film. Like, it's not even, you can see with the images that Zack Snyder's been putting up for the past however long it's been, it seems as if they cut out every single thing. Like, it's not like, I'm sure they kept some of his cut. What we saw, obviously, we know they did keep some of his stuff, but man, does it feel like they cut almost 95% of what he made, which is tragic. And then for me personally, honestly, I think for us, especially the four of us, we kind of fell in love with Zack Snyder as a director. We met people that worked with him. We have close relationships with people that have worked with him for years, and everyone that we've ever spoke to says the guy's an amazing guy to work with. He's an amazing leader to have, and I think for us, it was more of a moral thing, like that. He lost. Like, there was a tragic thing that struck him in his life, and for a studio to, in those moments. When a father is grieving, to basically do what was done, I think it's just, from a human decency standpoint, it wasn't right. Like, it wasn't right what was done. So I think from that standpoint is where we start. I think it's the love that we have for him as a human being first, and then as a film director, and then as an amazing visionary. And then, of course, I mean, we've been fans of these characters since we were children. So obviously, we want to see the real Superman, right? And you see, the funny thing is, we're a part of that generation. We're going to be able to tell people that we were the generation that saw the Zack Snyder era, right? Just like people look back and they're like, "Oh, Christopher Reeves is my Superman," or Christian Bale is my Batman, or whatever, right? For us, it is similar, right? Of course, we move on and we're excited about the projects.
Everyone has their version, yeah.
Yeah, but for us, this version of Superman is, for me at least, I can speak for myself. Yes, this version of Superman is what I would call my Superman. I'll probably be the person that will see the newer things, and I'll enjoy them because I'm not an idiot. But but for me, this had an impact on my life. So for me, this is my Superman. For me, that Batman had an impact on my life. So it's my it's because of the being around at the time these things were released, and also how amazing they actually were. We've been talking about Justice League for 2 years. I mean, most fandoms give up. You look at the other petitions that happen about Star Wars or about other movies, people give the hell up at some point. But with release the Snyder Cut, even though there's been obviously like any group of people that have a set goal, there's different ways of doing things. So there's sometimes division. But what's amazing, you touched on this point, Shiraz, in the opening, is that everyone is now coming together in a sense. No one really cares about who said what, why did this happen, why did that happen. Everyone just wants to see the vision now. And that type of unity is what a big studio like Warner Brothers has to look at and then respond to. And hopefully they'll respond, right?
Yeah.
So there isn't much to say after that. I really do hope, especially after the images that we saw today of Batman and Superman, because I know those are two big guns.
Yeah.
I really do hope we get a chance to actually see the vision now,
Same.
because it's
All of us were
It's about
together
damn
when the
time.
first trailer dropped.
What are you saying, Samir?
That's good. I'm pretty sure all of us were together when the first trailer dropped.
We were actually.
Yeah,
we were all in.
in Canada.
basement.
We were. Yeah. We were at your place.
In Toronto.
Yeah. We were in Toronto.
Oh, were we in Toronto?
We were in Toronto. Yeah. We were in Toronto.
Oh, yeah, we're in.
We were in Toronto, and then the trailer dropped, and we all just huddled up. Really huddled up in a crowded house. I mean, you know how brown families are. You know, the busy house, everyone's
Internet
stuffed
wasn't
in.
working.
Internet wasn't working. We're like streaming that. We're like, yo, that's not a cut trailer. That's not a cut. Justice League trailer dropped, and we were like, yo, let's go. And then it was,
Which is a Snyder Cut trailer.
yeah, it was tough, but we were going crazy. And I remember the excitement at that time. And Umar was 100% right. We were talking about it every day, and we were talking about how many different ways Superman can come back to life. We were talking how many different ways Darkseid can show up. We were having all these conversations. And
Dude, do you remember? Every time we saw like the trailer and there was like a hit of Superman, like we would hear the theme. For
Yeah.
example, one of the trailers you heard the Zimmer theme, and we'd be like, "Shit, man, he's coming back. It's gonna happen." It's almost like we lost somebody and we're waiting for them to come back. Like that's how crazy a lot of us got. So it shows you like the disappointment was crazy.
yeah, and the fans are on it, man. And you saw how it's blowing up every single day on social media. And like I said, Zach is spearheading it now. He's the one who's dropping photos. And listen, he's the one who put that caption, he has yet to be risen. Like, no one else put that for him. He did it. And my personal theory is that I think that's a screenshot of the trailer. I think we might get a trailer soon. And that's a screenshot of it. Like a trailer that Zach himself cut. That's my personal theory. No, I'm not reporting it. No sources. Just what I think. I think something's on the way, man. I think Sunday, November 17th is a 2-year anniversary. And we're 2 years too late, but it's never actually too late to, make
Better
amends.
late than never.
Yeah. Samir, do you have any thoughts on this?
No, you basically stole my point.
So why don't you make the point again then?
What do you mean? I was going to say that we're so excited for the trailer.
Oh, yeah, true. So, yeah, so
It's over.
basically I took Samir's point, but what else is new? I think, last thing, what are the chances, are you guys excited that you think Sunday will be the day?
Listen, if a trailer drops, I'm telling the internet, my cross.
What about you,
Well, at
Marie?
least it's
Do
not
you
a
think
cut,
Sunday's the day that we might get an announcement?
I think Sunday's the day they should announce it. It would be smart to announce it in the 2-year anniversary. And
We are heading towards the countdown of sorts. Every single day, one Just League member up till Sunday.
did he put up a Wonder Woman thing yet?
Did he?
He didn't, but
I
I
don't
feel
think
there was a
I don't
Wonder
think
Woman
he
like
did,
that.
yo.
He's done multiple Wonder Woman photos in the past, though. He's done.
Wonder Woman
That's
was the
true.
first one, right?
Oh yeah, she was the first one, but
With the
he
dark
didn't-
side. I mean, with the cutting Steppenwolf stuff.
yeah, he put that shot. Yeah, so he
true,
done
True. He did and then Aquaman
was stabbing him.
Aquaman. Jason Momoa put up a picture, and Wonder Woman was in that picture too.
Yeah, and then Ray Fisher also shared a photo of himself. He need to put the hashtag of educated characters of color to show that like his Cyborg, he got shafted badly in the theatrical cut. He's gonna get a much better outing, and this counts for everyone. I mean, we talk about Superman and Batman, but literally each and every member of the Justice League is going to be getting a huge facelift in this movie. And if you're a fan of DC, now I'm going to be talking to the wider comic book debate audience who might not be into the Snyder Cut or into DC or even into Zack Snyder's movies, but if you're a fan of DC in general, if you're a fan of movies, there's nothing wrong with jumping in. Like, This video is being recorded Friday. It's going to go up Friday. You guys have 2 days. Even if you never tweeted a hashtag in your life, even if you don't even know what the Snyder Cut is, this is your chance to learn about it. Get in it. Sunday is going to be a huge day, and I cannot stress this enough. This is coming from all of my sources, not just one, all of my sources. Our sources, as in the Fruki Bro sources.
And I just want to say a
We
point on
have
that.
to blow up Sunday. We have to blow up the social
100%.
media campaign for Snyder Cut. Make it go crazy. And Umar, go ahead, make your point.
I was gonna say that. Look, even like the heavy MCU fans out there, like anybody out there, right? You gotta know that, with what you guys got with Infinity War, or with what we got with Infinity War and Endgame,
Ask who is it?
this is that version of DC. Like, you have to understand that the Russo brothers' vision went through, and that's why you got what you got, right? And the DC fans, unfortunately, have never gotten to see, really, in reality, a Justice League on screen that is like following a vision, So when that happens, you can relate to that. Like, imagine if they destroyed, Infinity War, and Infinity War is like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Imagine they cut that shit down to like 2 hours.
Out of mute,
right?
so you can sit down.
Imagine, and you know what? Let me just say something. Justice League and the Snyder cut of Justice League is probably insane. Like, even if you didn't like Batman v Superman, the 3-hour cut of Batman v Superman, you can at least say that, okay, this man's crazy, bro. He killed Superman in the second movie. Like the guy is insane. He has ideas. Like, the guy does crazy things. So, just from a curiosity standpoint, you should want to see this film, right?
Yeah.
Just from a curiosity
and if
standpoint,
you're someone
what the hell
who's-
is this man doing?
And even if you're someone who doesn't like Zack personally as his films, and you're someone who likes films in general, like, this is one of the things we were talking before in our podcast about cinema. The Snyder Cut is cinema. You know what I'm saying? And you want to preserve a filmmaker's vision, and you want to preserve artistic integrity, especially in an era where there is no artistic integrity, where it's going away very quickly, where films are now corporate products, and they're just your fast food McDonald's every single day, and it's not an actual film. You want to see more films, and you got to protect filmmakers. And in this case, even if you're not part of the Snyder Cut movement, you don't care about DC, you would want to see a filmmaker who's been wronged get his due. And I think that's just a basic point, man. Especially if you're in this industry, you love films like we do. That's at a basic level. You want the filmmaker to have a chance to at least show his art. You know what I'm saying? And I'll end it with this last final point. I think we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
Like, it's freaking time to release the Snyder Cut, And but the final point I'll make is that this Sunday, I need all of you guys. We got a lot of subscribers. We got a lot of viewers. I want all you guys to be going crazy in the comments down below. Hit us up with hashtag release the Snyder Cut if you're down to see the cut. Get on your individual social media platforms. Hashtag release the Snyder Cut. Let's get something going. And if we're lucky and if things go as expected, then Sunday will be a pretty fun day. From myself, from Zion, from Umar, and from Samir, this is the Fruki Bros. We'll see you next time. Peace out.
I release the freaking Snyder cut.